present the second episode in the Green Valley Line, the story of a backcountry railroad in the early years of the 20th century. For years, the shareholders of the little railroad have fought against the efforts of the big Eastern capitalists, seeking to control the Green Valley Line. Our story resumes at Morristown, the little railroad terminal in the heart of the Green Valley, where some excitement has been aroused by the arrival of young Bill Reed, son of Jacob Reed, the owner of the opposing railroad interests. As the scene opens, we find Bill Reed in company with John Graham, president of the Green Valley Line, just entering the railroad offices at Morristown.
Guess I owe you an apology, Mr. Graham, for sneaking into Morristown like I did.
Well, you forget it this time, my boy.
Why?
Well, it seemed a little strange to Mrs. Graham and me.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. You see, Mr. Graham, I wanted to sort of get my bearings. It was very good of you and Mrs. Graham to ask me to travel west with the family, but I just wanted to drift in here on my own so I could size things up.
Yes? Well, we say no more about it. Now I want to take you in and introduce you to my friend Harkness. If our plans work out, I'm hoping you and he will be working together.
Sure, I hope so, too.
All right, let's go in.
Hello there, White. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Henry. Good morning. Here's a young friend of mine I want you to meet. I hope he'll be a good friend of yours, too. This is Bill Reed.
Howdy, son.
How are you, Mr. Harkness?
Well, sit you right down.
Thanks.
I've been looking for you, John. There's quite a few things to talk over.
Yes, but first, there's a proposal I talked over with this young fellow's father in the East.
Well, what's that, John?
Well, you see, since Mr. Reed Sr. is going to work with us, he acquired some of the mortgage bonds of the Green Valley.
Just about gotten all of them, ain't he, John?
Why, as to that, I can't say exactly.
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Graham. It may interest you to know, Mr. Harkness, that my father owns all the 3 mortgage issues on the Green Valley system.
Thanks, son. I'm much obliged. I always did admire straight talking. Well, what's this here proposal of yours, John?
Oh, quite a simple matter, and one that's partly understood already. The traffic on the road's increasing, and things have been getting heavy for you, Henry.
Well, I'm making no complaints, John.
Oh, of course not. We thought young Reed here could step in and give us a hand.
In what capacity?
As assistant to you.
Well, sounds like a good idea. It's all right with me, John.
Fine.
Oh, good. Then we'll call it settled. I want to run up and see Bridges about the accounts. Then I'll be back. Meantime, you two talk things over.
Sure. See you later, John.
Mr. Harkness, I want to ask you a question.
Sure. Go ahead, son.
About this new job of mine. If it weren't for the fact that my father is J.J. Reed, owner of the CK&W, with a big financial interest in your railroad, would I have got this job or wouldn't I?
Well, now, I'll be honest with you, young fella. Why shouldn't I? It certainly does make a difference. Matter of policy, you might say.
Sure, I thought so.
There's no need to worry about that as far as I can see, though. I understand you've had a good railroad training and been holding down important jobs on the CK&W since you left college. If all goes well, you're going to be quite a help on the Green Valley.
If all goes well, yes, that's just it. But we may as well have this thing out right now so that I won't be sailing under false colors.
Well, I don't know that I get you exactly, young fella.
All right, I'll explain. Everybody here in Morristown is talking about the danger of this railroad being sold to the CK&W and the local people losing out.
Sure, there's a lot of talk going on.
Furthermore, my father, who owns the CK&W, seems to have a pretty bad name around here. Folks accuse him of trying to steal this road.
Well, son, what's the truth of it? You ought to know.
I ought to know, yes, you'd think so. But that's just it. I don't know a thing about it.
Hey, hold on there now. You mean that, young fella?
Sure, I mean it. Dad never said a word about it to me. Of course, I know he's grabbed off a lot of little roads, and there's been a good deal of soreness. Well, naturally, you and everybody else around here would figure that just because I'm J.J. Reed's son, I'm here to put something over on the Green Valley.
Me to say that your old man never told you the state of things out here?
No, not a thing. All he said was you'd better go out west for a while. Graham has a job for you on the Green Valley. Go out there and use your head.
Well, I'll be darned. I'm mighty glad to know that, son. Kind of straightens things out. Nothing like straight talking.
You see, it's rather a tough spot for me, Mr. Harkness, but before I start work, I want to know just how I stand here. And since I'm in the dark about everything, I would like you to tell me what's happening around here. That is, if you feel like it.
Sure, the whole thing's simple enough. You see, the Green Valley runs parallel to the CK&W for 80-odd miles.
Oh, yes. You've got very good grades through the mountains, I believe.
That's right. You see, when they built the CK&W, they was in a hurry. Took the first break they found the mountains and run her right through.
You surveyed the Green Valley line yourself, didn't you, Pop?
Sure. She's only a small road. But I climbed all over them mountains with a transit and finally struck that location through Brown's Pass. Yes, sir. There ain't no better in the West.
So that's what my respected parent is after, eh?
Well, that's it, young feller. And I don't blame him. Now the traffic's speeding up and competition's getting tough. This here Green Valley Pike would make a good buy for the CK&W.
Yes, I can see that. The Green Valley runs through good paying country, too. Why, if Dad got hold of this line, he could drop that stretch of the CK&W and get a faster track and more earnings.
That's the layout exactly. Jacob Reed is a right smart railroad man with plenty of money behind him. It looks kind of tough for the Green Valley.
But listen, Pop. On the eastern end, the Green Valley hooks up with 3 different lines from Chicago. West of the mountains is a connection with the Midwest Pacific to the coast. Properly handled, this company can stand alone and make a lot of money.
That's true, son. You've got the idea exactly.
All right, sir. Now, if it's a fair question, where does Mr. Graham stand in this deal?
Well, now, that's a mighty difficult question. John Graham's been my partner for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I built the road, and he handled the business end. Up to this spring, we never had a disagreement, but now it's different.
Oh, you mean he's in favor of selling out?
I guess so. Anyhow, he talked over the deal in the East and brought back the proposition.
And just what is this proposition?
There ain't much cash in it. They aim to take over the road, cancel the mortgages, and give everybody stock in the CK&W in place of Green Valley stock.
Why, Pop, that's a downright steal.
That's how she looks to me. Of course, that's my side of it.
It looks to me as though you were right.
Hold on now, young feller. Hold on. Better take care before you start siding in with the Green Valley. I ain't aiming to set you again your own father.
But I'm working for the Green Valley, Mr. Harkness, and nobody else.
Well, now, if that's the way you feel...
Sure. Well, I see the whole scheme now. If I'd accepted that invitation to travel west with the Grahams, I'd have got an earful. Why, they had it all fixed. Even to picking out a wife for me.
You mean young Carrie Graham?
Sure.
Hold on there, young fella. Now, that's a right smart girl for you. Don't make any mistake about that. Why, she's a good friend of mine, too.
Well, that may be, but I think I'll do my own picking.
Sure, but... Hello, who's this?
Hello, Pop. Bob around?
Hello there, Carrie. Well, we were just talking about you.
Oh, that's so?
Sure. Say, here's somebody you ought to know, Bill. She canceled Carrie Graham.
Good morning.
How do you do?
Excuse me a minute. I got to run upstairs. You two go ahead and get acquainted.
Here, wait just a minute, Mr. Harkness.
I'll be right back.
What?
I'll be back after a while.
Well, won't you sit down?
No, thanks.
Oh, all right. You know, it's funny we never met before.
I don't think it's funny.
Oh?
You chose to keep out of the way in Chicago, and then you beat your way out west like a tramp instead of traveling like a civilized person.
Oh, so you heard about that?
Of course. Hope you had a pleasant trip.
Oh, not bad. It's a lot of fun traveling in a side door, Pullman. You ought to try it sometime.
Huh.
Oh, now, look here. I don't want to start fighting right off the bat. You and I should be friends. But what's the use if you're going to get steamed up over a little thing like that?
It isn't that at all. It's something more serious. I'm not in the habit of snooping, but I was outside the door when you were talking to Pop Harkness just now, and I couldn't help hearing what you were saying.
Oh, really? Well, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong? You getting in solid with old Pop, telling him you didn't know anything about the deal to purchase the Green Valley. Pretty neat.
Say, look here.
Do you expect anybody to believe a story like that, except Pop Harkness? He thinks everybody's as square as he is. You sized him up pretty well, I must say.
So that's the sort of fellow you think I am?
Why not? The whole thing fits in beautifully. Your father gets hold of the Green Valley mortgages. Then he runs in a lot of his own men. The road starts to lose money. And you're the star artist who comes in to put on the finishing touches. I must say you haven't lost any time.
All right. Have it your own way. But let me tell you one thing. If you think for one... hello, Pop.
What's all the argument about?
Oh, nothing, Pop. Just a little difference of opinion. Is Father busy?
Yes, I reckon he is. We got a director's meeting on in full swing.
All right,
upstairs.
I'll run along. See you later, Pop. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Carrie. Don't sound to me as if you'd made a very good start, young feller.
Oh, that's all right. Let's not talk about it, Mr. Harkness. I want to ask you something.
Yeah, what's that, son?
Guess you thought I was a little too impulsive just now, talking about private business, didn't you?
Why, shucks, no, Bill. I'm glad you went right into it.
After all, you don't know me very well, you know. I might be just trying to get on the inside for reasons of my own.
Gosh darn it, what put them ideas into your head, eh?
Well, I just thought of it. But I want to say this, Mr. Harkness. I am working for the Green Valley and nobody else.
That's how I sized you up, son.
All right, then. That's understood.
Sure. Things is moving fast. We put up this here proposal to the directors, and they turned it down unanimous, all except Graham.
Oh.
I'm sending the wire to your father right now.
Good. That ought to start something.
I reckon it will. Well, Bill, ain't nothing for you to do till tomorrow. Better take it easy now. And have a look around.
All
huh?
right. I'm going to have some lunch, then I'll be around the yard if you want me.
Mhm.
I'd like to know what the old man says in answer to that telegram.
Well, I'll let you know.
Hello, Spider.
Hello there, Slim.
Well, what are you doing here, Spider?
Well, right now I'm all around, trying to take the slap out of this here side rod. Gosh darn it. This here 1010 was a good engine when I left here last fall. And look at her now.
Well, what's wrong with her?
Ah, shucks, she's all to pieces. But near died on us, pulling a drag of empties up the hill.
That's so? Anyhow, you got that job.
Sure. Cronin took one look at that paper you give me, then put me fine this here yard go.
Fine.
Gosh, I don't know, Slim.
Why, what's the matter, Spider? Don't you like this job?
Oh, the job's okay, but I don't know. Say, why didn't you tell me you was one of the main guys at this road?
Oh.
Everybody's treating me as if it was a scab or something.
What, just because you got the job through me?
That's the trouble, I guess.
Listen, Spider, you hang on and don't worry. I'll fix that.
Well, okay, Slim.
Hey, come on there, Spider.
Okay. Well, so long, Slim. I gotta go.
All right. Hello, Bob. What is it? Oh, you got an answer to that telegram.
I sure did it, and a hot one. You want to read it?
Yes, I'd like to know what the old man has to say. President Green Valley. In view of your decision, I shall expect payment of all back interest on mortgage bonds in full by 1st September. Signed, J.J. Reed. So here's where the war starts.
Yep, it's war all right. There's close to $160,000 due on them mortgages. Not a chance in the world to make it. We only got 3 months.
But we've got to make it, Pop. And somehow, I think we will.
And so the real war begins, with young Bill Reed taking a hand against his own father. A fight to a finish for the possession of the little railroad. Don't miss the next episode in The Green Valley Line.